You mentioned that you'd lost your nutrition first
Yes.
5K in the bike leg, and you didn't know if you'd be able to finish. How deep in your head were you about that?
Well, I knew I did like a race, for example, in the beginning of the year where I made the mistake that I finished my nutrition too early and on the bike, and then I didn't have anything for the last 20K on the bike, and I started to run and felt low in energy, and then I totally bunked on the run, and I just knew like.
Do you remember the race?
Pardon?
Which race it was?
That was in Gran Canaria in April.
Okay.
And it's always these experiments. I mean, it wasn't a great race there, and it's these experiences which make you also a bit smarter. You know, you learn from these mistakes, and I knew I really had to be careful today because, I knew it's going to be a challenge because the nutrition they had on the bike course was not very high energy. They only served water or Coke or I think Gatorade. So if you lose 600 calories, you know, you kind of take them in. Otherwise, you need to replace it with something. And so when I felt like on the bike, I was not as high energy as I normally would be. I knew I had to really be careful on the run. So what I did is really ate a lot and had a lot of gels in the beginning of the run, trying to get that energy in, and everyone was quite positive.
And you were getting those at the aid stations?
Yes, exactly. Because I only normally I have 2 for the run.
It didn't bother your system at all?
Well, that's what you never know. You know, you have to take what's there.
Yeah.
So when you actually get stomach problems, then it can be can be a tough run. You know, if you try something you don't know. So that was the risk today, and I knew I had to be careful, and I'm really happy I could overcome that challenge because it was the first time I lost my nutrition, so I didn't know how I'm gonna.
So you have to adjust on the fly. You know how you're going to handle the situation.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's what triathlon is very special. Like you always have something happens, and you have to in a race adjust or be flexible in your mind, and I think that's what's important that you. How do you say? Like, you learn from everything.
After 5 world titles, how do you stay motivated?
Well, the thing is, I like relaxing, but I also don't like to get second.
Yeah.
So for me, it's either all in or then I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I always said, like to my coach, like he said, he even says sometimes you can take it a bit easier. But I say, well, as long as I'm racing, I want to do well, and I don't want to just get second. And I think last year when I was 4th in 7.3 Worlds in Mooloolaba, that was actually a really good race for me because it really motivated me for this race. I wanted to come back here and be strong again and show that I can be strong in the 7.3. And I think it's these races, like the little races where you have a bad one, they motivated me to do well again.
Now, you've had back issues, you've had some issues, a lot of pain. Has there been a time that you just said, I just can't do this anymore? That the training and the suffering and the pain, has there been one moment where you thought, you know what, I might not do it?
Yeah, of course. I have these days where I also think, I don't know, like if I'm, if it's, for example, when I was hurting, like with my back, I didn't know if it was good to train or if it was, if it was okay to train or if it was actually making it worse. So that's very difficult to know if you're lazy or if you're clever. So these moments are tough, and I'm glad we didn't. I wasn't sure if we should maybe stop the season and say, okay, let's have a break. My coach said, look, the injury is not going to go away if you have a break. And I'm happy he said that, because then we kept training a bit easier, but we just kept training and rolling, and then actually got better and better. And so I look back now and I'm actually happy I went through it. I had.
So just this year, you thought about maybe stopping this season?
Just the season, or having because it was already June and I was really not fit.
Yeah.
And then it was hurting, and like I couldn't barely run, and it hurt on the bike, and it hurt on the swim, and it hurt sometimes when I slept.
How did you injure your back?
I don't know. It's I kind of pulled something swimming, like almost.
Training.
It just kind of tore.
Lower back.
Yeah, like side, kind of the rotation ones.
Yeah.
And it was something very little, but like a little muscle, which probably just got torn.
So to stand on top of the podium for your 5th world title, a historic third 70.3, no female, no male has done before.
I actually didn't know that, to be honest, that no one ever had 70.3 world titles.
Yeah.
So for me, it was more just that title today, coming back like after an injury, after I had good races this year. It's not like I had a bad season, but to show, like, you know, it's a world championship, the best were here, and I knew there were a lot of fast girls, and everyone who's, you know, pretty much everyone was here, and that's why it was this nice feeling after last year not being able to show my best. So that was quite why it was so emotional as well.
Well, I know you said you're going to get some fried chicken tonight, and you're going to enjoy that, and I know you want to enjoy this race, but everyone wants to know, can you do the double this year?
Well, it would be the triple.
Yeah.
The double.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It's I try not to make it like that. It's a triple. I just try to show it. You know, I want to show another good performance in Kona, and now I think it's I need to get a bit fitter for the heat, to get this heat adjustment in. So I'll go to Maui on Monday for 4 weeks, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. I really hope I can take that positive energy with me now, and also that confidence. So I feel like we're back in shape and peaking for the right time of the year.
Do you know where you're going to get the fried chicken?
Do you have any suggestions?
I don't know. I'm too.
I just heard that it's the best fried chicken in Chattanooga.
Well, fantastic. Well, if you find out, you let me know.
Okay, that's perfect.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.